Yeah, well, this is the Vanguard, and Salisa's here for the first time, so let's just get right down into the fucking mud. Just get right down into the fucking muckraking, swashbuckling leftist cannibalism or leftist cannibalism, right? Like, we were just trying to be nice to Tim Black and, like, just trying to, like, extend an olive branch over the fucking Nina Turner thing. So, you know, we aired that clip where he gave it what we thought was a really reasonable take. So we were like, you know what? Let's start building some bridges. Let's give credit where credit was due. He was talking to Jordan Cheriton, a guy we like a lot. And we were like, you know what, Tim Black, you made some good points in this clip. Let's shout it out and let's be like, see, the Vanguard will give credit where credit's due. We're not just looking to point fingers. We're not just here to throw stones. Well, shove our feet right in our fucking mouths. You know, Tim Black just really revealed himself to be not a team player. And for somebody who's out there finger wagging about how the left needs to unite and talking about how we could all come together behind Nina Turner and to not, like, you know, give up or, like, you know, try and put blame on somebody that they haven't earned and all this kind of shit that he was saying to Jordan Cheriton. Apparently he doesn't practice what he preaches, right? Because this was some bullshit. So let's get into it.
Yeah, this is totally crazy. Let's take a look at this. This is a totally unhinged moment from a recent Tim Black show. I'm hoping that the dude is doing okay because this ain't a good look. Let's see what happened though, and get everyone's reaction. But God.
Not today. Go that way. Get the fuck out. You're not wanted. We are done with you. It's over. Kick rocks. And that goes for Briahna Joy Gray too, who went down to Ohio just to gloat through her new individuals, and she pretends to understand the po-blacks while she does simulcasting for the Hill and looks down her nose at poor people. You don't have to retweet me. I don't want your retweet, sister. I want you out the way, and take your funny clown comedian with you. Go on the Joe Rogan show. You can't get a job doing nothing else except shitting on the true left, shitting on us, and then pretending to be our friends. I don't need your retweets. I don't need your fake hellos. I saw you in Ohio. My mom still lives here, so I'm just here because I was just in the neighborhood, being cool with the bros and the sisters and the hoes. You know how I do. Shut up and get the fuck back on the next thing smoking. Back to D.C. and hang out with your corny friends and do your Bad Faith podcast in Bad Faith, a perfect name. We are calling all names tonight. No more punk shit.
So yeah, like I said, I was totally surprised by this. It seems like Tim Black is just so salty over this Nina Turner loss, which he covered extensively. He's just molding to such an extent that he's using it to take pot shots at other lefties, trying to blame them for Nina Turner's loss. What's weird about this is that Nina Turner and Briahna Joy Gray are actually like fairly close. They obviously campaigned all over the country for Bernie Sanders together, worked on that campaign together. I see Nina Turner liking and retweeting Briahna Joy Gray all the time and vice versa. So there's certainly no like adversarial relationship there. And Briahna Joy Gray was a massive supporter of Nina Turner's candidacy, defending her in almost every instance, going out there and helping campaign for her. This is totally weird. And I'll be honest, it comes off as just pure salt to me. Like if you look at Tim Black's numbers, they haven't done so hot in the post Bernie Sanders primary era. He's really been kind of falling into irrelevance, to be completely honest. So what I get from this is just pure jealousy. He's looking at Bad Faith's numbers way better than his. He sees that, Briahna Joy Gray gets invited on the Hill and he doesn't, and stuff like that. So he's going to whine about it, talking about, why don't you go on Joe Rogan? Well, obviously she'd have a better chance at getting on a platform like that than you ever would. So I don't know. Does this come off as just pure like jealousy and weirdness to you guys?
Big butt hurt energy, but I want to know what Salisa thinks.
Yeah, that was, he's clearly very salty. Nothing he said holds any water or makes any factual sense in any way, shape, or form. Also, it's just disgusting that he thinks it's okay to shit on a black woman for something that, I mean, she did the opposite. She tried to help her get elected. She tried to help her campaign, and this seems to be coming out of like left field. And it was really disgusting, honestly. She doesn't deserve any of that.
Yeah, well, it's so fucking weird to me. Like you said, like, one, he doesn't make any substantive claims. Like, what did she do in Ohio besides hang out with her friends and family that you don't like, apparently? Like, you think her friends and family, like, that's just posturing? Like, oh, her mom lives there? If her mom fucking lives there, she probably does know people that live there. Like, what the fuck? Like, of course she's going to want to go out and see her friends. And who the fuck's business is it if yours? she goes to Ohio. You don't fucking live in Ohio either, guy. Like, that was such a weird charge to make. So I don't know. All this stuff sounds like just weird meltdown kind of bullshit. And I just don't understand. I think that it seems like people are just looking for somebody to blame because they don't want to do any goddamn introspection. Like, the left is allergic to introspection, apparently, or the left, right? Like, I don't even know what to fucking call these people anymore. The people who won't just behave rationally and assess the situation and be like, okay, this is why we lost. Let's lick our wounds. Let's look at what we can do moving forward. You know, okay, we disagreed about this. That's fine. We all broadly agree about this. Let's like try and rechannel this shit. Like, I don't believe in, you know, like permanently dividing the left, even when people do bullshit like this. And like, you know, this is like a weird thing, but like we tried to give him a second chance after Force the Vote, because I guess he pretended to come around. Our good friend Kamali called him up and you know, explained the necessity of this, you know. So I mean, I just think this makes him look like a real bad faith actor, like and it's so strange, the animosity and the vitriol that somebody like Briahna Joy Gray gets for no fucking reason. And like, you know, and I always, you know, this is America. She's a black woman, but like, you know, Tim Black is a black dude. Like, I don't want to just assume that it's racially motivated. I just think that, like, I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, why point her out of all these loudmouth commentators? You could have made a video about the Vanguard fucking, you know, just, you know, telling people, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, you could have made a video about anybody. I felt like Briahna Joy Gray, you know, was actually, out of all of left YouTube that he's trying to like pigeonhole as one thing, she was the most supportive of Nina Turner, which is why, like, he makes that video about Jimmy Dore. I'm like, okay, this is another person that's grouchy about Jimmy Dore. It like kind of makes sense. I don't know. It doesn't perplex me, right? Again, it definitely has something to do with the fact that Jimmy Dore is massively popular, that he's been able to weather the beating that all the YouTubers have taken in the post Bernie Sanders era, all this kind of stuff. And, you know, whether they just don't like his tone and all that stuff. Briahna Joy Gray doesn't really have any of those kinds of prickly issues. She's extremely kind. She's very like willing to go and talk to a wide variety of people. As we said, you know, she's been back on the Hill since that all went down. She's been on shows like ours. She's you know, been on shows like Katie Halper's, a wide range of lefty kind of stuff. I don't understand this. This sounds so out of left field. This is like legitimate clout chasing. Like, I'm just going to try and like start beef with you so that all the people who hate you will like me. And I think that's probably what it is he knows there's a big audience of people who have irrational disdain for Briahna Joy Gray. And maybe he's trying to signal to them that they should watch his show. I don't know.
Yeah, it's super weird. And obviously Briahna Joy Gray, like anybody, ourselves included, is not above criticism. If Tim Black had come out here and said, hey, here's some, you know, constructive criticisms of the way you covered X, Y, and Z, this is how I feel differently, you know, that would be one thing. And obviously we make a lot of hay out of disagreements we have with other commentators on our show. That being said, this is just needlessly personal, needlessly vitriolic and divisive. And what really honestly rubs me the wrong way about this is when he say, oh, stop acting like you're an ally to black people. Stop acting like you're from here. Stop acting like you're part of this community, as if every black commentator has to like can't be in professional spaces or exist in a professional space like the Hill. You know, Briahna Joy Gray gets invited on there, so no, she's now no longer a real black commentator or something. Like, what kind of inference are you making that she has to, you know, just be an independent content creator and can never go on a network like the Hill, even though plenty of her white counterparts do? Like, what kind of weird fucking hypocrisy burn is that are you trying to do here, and why is it so unsubstantive? Again, if Briahna Joy Gray had been out there saying, you know, no one should vote for Nina Turner because Nina Turner didn't support Force the Vote or something, then obviously I would agree that that was stupid, and I defended Nina Turner even, you know, when she did and said things that I didn't agree with 100%. But Briahna Joy Gray never did anything like that. She was 100% supportive of Nina Turner's candidacy, and she's offered some of the most consistent, cogent, you know, reasonable commentary of anyone in the space, honestly, on either side of the fractured, divided, independent left right now. I think that Briahna Joy Gray genuinely offers some of the best and least reactionary commentary. I think it all really comes from a consistent place of reason. Even if you go back and read her articles from before the, you know, Bernie Sanders press secretary days, she was just as radical then. It's not like she just got radicalized after Bernie Sanders by watching a bunch of Jimmy Dore videos or something like people try to pretend. No, she was always very radical. She's always had these politics. So don't turn around now and act like you can use this weird bludgeon over her and act like she's not part of the community, that she doesn't doesn't deserve to express her opinion. And then it's somehow her fault for Nina Turner's loss when obviously it wasn't her fault. It wasn't any single person fault, and definitely no commentator. It was literally the Democratic establishment and our broken, corrupt campaign finance system, which allowed this to happen. So, this is totally weird, totally a terrible look from Tim Black, in my opinion. Someone that at one point I thought was a really reasonable and good faith dude. I never agreed with him 100% of the time, but I always really enjoyed tuning into Tim Black. I thought he had a great personality. He came off like a working class kind of guy, but this is just not it, man. This is simply not it.